welcome to Night of the Living Geeks. If you geek out over it, we've got a podcast for it.
Wildflower, hear me roar, call through the valley, cursed forevermore.
Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of Tornado Tag Radio here on NOTLG.com, episode 174. We're going to talk a little bit about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. We're going to talk about SummerSlam. We're going to talk about 205 Live. We got some news items and we got a bunch of questions that we will answer. But before we get to all of that, my name is John, and joining me this week, as she does every week, is the Tony niece to my buddy Murphy, Marianne.
Taking one for the team.
They've got
one of us has to be a Tony niece.
They have matching tights now, so it's official.
Yeah, well,
match your tights so I know it's real. Easy title. There it is.
Good. That was really good, John. We made it like 30 seconds into the podcast. Congratulations.
Yeah, about there.
So good.
How are you?
I am good. I went to APW on Friday.
That you did?
It was a clusterfuck of a show.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. There was a lot of... It was like a usual like APW show with like the regular people that you would see. Obviously the Lucha Bros did not show up. Mm-hmm. There's some grumbling and some talk amongst the locker room about just their history of just blowing off gigs recently. So, but Adam, my dads were mad, and they're already mad dudes.
Yeah. My
dad was mad. My dad, Adam, the maddest of my dads. But it was a clusterfuck. The 3-on-3, the James, I got to see James Ellsworth in person, John.
That's cool.
He looks exactly the same in person. Like he looks exactly the same as you would think. Mm-hmm. Like there is no surprises with him. He is what you get. And I got to see Rich Swann again, but the Joey Ryan paired with, is it Zaya? I had it right when I was watching her wrestle. Brookside and Shotzi Blackheart, who I love.
I believe it's Zaya Brookside.
Yeah, something like that. But she's fucking fantastic. Like, she's so good. She's so good. But she teamed up with Shotzi Blackheart, and then it was Brittany Wonder of Hood Slam fame with Samara, who is she's kind of like the Princess Jasmine of indie wrestling. Okay. But she teamed up with James Ellsworth going against them and Joey Ryan. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed that match a lot. I thought it was really good. There was a perfect amount of like actual wrestling and like there wasn't like over the top false like comedy.
Right.
Which is like it was a good mix. It wasn't like an awkward like Joey Ryan like crotch grab. There wasn't too much of that, and then there wasn't too much like completely ridiculous like James Ellsworth. It was a nice balance. I actually genuinely enjoyed that match a lot. But there was a lot of Hood Slam people that they brought in.
Yeah. So
it was like Shotzi Blackheart and Brittany Wonder are in Hood Slam, and because the Lucha Bros weren't there for this was the main event.
Right.
The main event. My two dads were the main event. I love my two dads. They called out, they did like an open challenge kind of thing. And the Stoner Brothers from Hood Slam came out and did a match with them. It was really fun. I think I texted you and I said, I am more entertained by this than I would have by the original booking of this match.
Yeah, you were telling me that. Yes.
It was very, very unorganized. And just ridiculous, which is, I mean, what are you going to have them do? Like, it was very last minute.
Yeah.
But it was nice of them to step in. It was good. I enjoyed it. Lester crushed a fan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he knocked over Tim, who's always in the front row of PWG, and broke the chair and knocked over Tim, who was in the chair. It was interesting. But yeah, it was just a very disorganized, ridiculous. There were so many babies in that building. Like, I've never seen so many children. Like, there was an unreal amount of children and there was no guardrails anywhere. Usually they have guardrails. So there was kids like partying like right where the entrance, like I use air quotes, ramp would be, but there was kids like in the way when wrestlers were trying to come out.
Huh.
And I was like, what is this? Who put this together? This is not up to par to your usual standards of doing things. Why are there so many? There was like 3 newborns in that building.
Strange.
I know. Very weird. I got to see Carl with his last match with APW. There were streamers and it was just cute. And I was just glad to see people. Like, I was just glad to see friends, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Spent some time with Joey. Joey's fantastic. It was a fun night. It wasn't like fantastic by any means, but it was still good. That's what I did on my Friday. I don't remember what I did on my Saturday. But yeah, what have you been up to?
I don't know what I've been up to. It's kind of been a blur ever since we have stopped with the G1, so I'm not really sure what I've been up to. I think, what did I do this weekend? I can't even remember.
Are you having a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory moment? Where he's going through the tunnel and everything's like upside down and like Gene Wilder's singing and you're just tripping on acid?
Maybe. I mean, I'm trying to think of what I did.
That would be fantastic.
Since we last
I would love
spoke,
to live that life.
And I don't know. Well, I mean, I watched TakeOver and I watched SummerSlam. That's what I did this weekend. Come on, people. And you
also watched Muppet Treasure Island, which I found out today, and that made me very happy.
Well, I didn't get to watch the whole thing because, you know.
How great is the music in that movie, though?
It's great, but this kid, like, what is with his voice? It's so high. His voice hasn't cracked yet. Oh God, I wish it
John,
had
do you
cracked
remember
and finished.
John, do you remember what it was like to be young?
No, I don't. But I know I wasn't singing like that. Jesus.
You could have if you wanted to.
Probably.
You know who wrote the music for that movie?
No.
His first pirate piece, Hans Zimmer.
Oh, yeah.
For Pirates of the Caribbean.
I saw his name in there. I saw Hans Zimmer's name in there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've done. I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow, and then I'm going and I'm seeing you on Saturday at Disneyland, and then I'm going again on Sunday. And
you will be riding the pirate ride with me a minimum of 100 times.
We'll see.
No, you will.
All right. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Oh, the weekend, which is where we had pay-per-views. That's what happened on the weekend.
Yeah, so we
this is a wrestling podcast. What are we doing?
Yeah, well let's get to it. We had NXT TakeOver Brooklyn number 4 going on here, and I would say a pretty decent TakeOver. I don't know if I would say it's top 5, but Marianne, what matches did you watch from this? I watched the whole thing, so
none of them. I already told you what I did and didn't watch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've already forgotten.
Remember what it was like to be young, John?
No. So we opened the show with the Undisputed Era, you know, the most boring people on earth, taking on Mustache Mountain. This is actually very, very good match, a lot of fun. I wish I'd taken notes so I could actually tell you what I liked about it, but I didn't because I, forgot.
Because it's the Undisputed Era.
That too. But I mean, I also didn't take notes on anything, so.
Oh, John. Living dangerously.
Yeah. I apparently really liked it. I'll just tell you that much. Let's see. What else do we got here? We had Velveteen Dream versus EC3, and I feel like this match was a little disappointing. That could just be me. I thought, it was all right. I thought it could have been better.
If I had watched it, I would disagree with you because EC3 is never disappointing in my eyes.
I mean, that's fair, but this match wasn't
just for the sake of me pretending like I watched it.
I'm going to tell you, Marianne, I'm in a surly mood, and I can't wait till we get to one of our questions of the week. Because I'm about to go shoot week on somebody for sure.
Please do it.
And not in the good way. That's a spoiler for later. Velveteen Dream gets the win.
To go shoot week, it can be a good thing?
Every week is shoot week, so.
In my world, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine. I thought the ending was a little. I mean, of course we have to have 7 million apron spots because that's all anyone does. But he hit the Purple Rainmaker on EC3 on the ring apron, which I thought was pretty cool. But all right. The Ricochet Adam Cole match was very good. Shitty Trevor versus Boring Cole. This match was really good. It featured a lot of cool stuff, despite Adam Cole being, not an interesting character. He's a decent.
Shitty Trevor is the opposite of his name.
Very true. So, and these two have worked together many a time.
A bajillion times. You'd think I would be bored with the match if I watched it.
It was very good. Ricochet, mid-moonsault, got a super kick to the face. I'm sure you've seen that. It was... timing is everything, and they had the timing right on that. There's a lot of other cool shit going on in here, but Ricochet ends up defeating Adam Cole with the 630 senton to become the new North American champion. All right, I guess. We had Kairi Sane taking on... I don't know. It's just a dumb name for a title, in my opinion. It should have just been the Network Championship.
There's just something about, I love Trevor, but there's, I'm used to all of his matches being good. So It's almost like I don't even get psyched up for anything he does anymore.
Right.
Because I'm everybody's going to be surprised all the time. And I'm seen it. Seen it. Been there. Seen it. That kind of thing. And it's just, and especially with Adam Cole, who I've also seen wrestle a bajillion times.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still, it's the part of me that's proud of him. It's Trevor, you got a belt, even though you don't need anything to hold your pants up. Adam Cole. Ooh,
this unfortunately frees Adam Cole up to possibly go after the NXT championship. So God help us all.
God help us all.
We had, I think this might have been, I don't know. Was this my favorite match of the night? It probably was. Kairi Sane defeated Shayna Baszler to become the new NXT Women's Champion. This match was fucking great. It had one of the coolest rope breaks I've seen in a while, where we all thought Kairi Sane was done for, but she fooled us real good. Her hand almost dropped for, I think, the third, but she went out and it was very close. Good
so
shit.
She did that New Japan thing.
Yes. No, I'd say this. Honestly, this is probably better than most of them I've seen. It was very good.
Wow.
The match overall was just good shit.
I'm so proud of Shayna.
Yeah, Shayna has come a long way, and Kairi is just fucking out of this world. They had a fucking great match.
She better be out of this world. Her dog's name is Cheese.
Yes, Cheese is very happy because there's some gold in the Kairi Sane household now.
There's gold in them, their hills.
It was a roll up out of the, is it the Kirifuda clutch? Yep, that's right.
Nailed it.
Yeah. It was good stuff. Very, very awesome. I highly suggest you go check out that match. And then we had the main event, which was for the NXT Championship. Tommaso Ciampa defeated Johnny Gargano in a last man standing match. 33 minutes and 42 seconds is the
Lil
final.
John Boy got defeated.
He did get defeated. It was pretty good. I thought the ending was pretty interesting. I thought everything was done pretty well. And at first, when we got to the ending where...
is this you trying to not say anything bad about Johnny Gargano?
Why would I say anything bad about Johnny Gargano?
I don't know, because you were just sounding like you were trying to find positive things to say.
I mean,
struggling.
I just where do we go from here? Is kind of.
I felt that way 3 weeks ago,
right,
about this.
And I mean, I don't think that obviously they didn't want this match to happen, and by this match I mean another one-on-one match. They didn't want that to happen so soon, but old Tommy N got injured, so here we are.
Thomas Budgen.
So I wonder what we're going to do with that now. So the next set of tapings has to be soon. It's probably even tomorrow. So, we will find out where we are going, from here. The ending was very interesting. Gargano used these handcuffs to put Ciampa onto the stage. He was on the stage and he was just like super kicking the shit out of him. And Ciampa was like, I'm sorry, please stop. Like he was begging for his life. And Gargano said, no, I'm going to running knee smash you in the face. And he did so, but he fell onto some, he hurt his knee after the fact, and he could not answer the 10 count. But Ciampa, I was like, oh my God, they're both going to get counted down. Ciampa slides off the stage and is basically being held up by the handcuffs. That's the only reason he is standing.
Oh my God.
It was very cool. It looks
That's
like
an interesting ending.
It looks like Gargano now has a similar knee injury to Ciampa.
They twins.
Which is just, another very fitting part of the story. I don't know where we're going. Like I said, they'll be taping shortly, so I'm sure we'll find out. Overall, it was an all right event. I think the last 3 matches, I guess it was pretty good if I'm looking at it. And takeovers are always good, but was it top 5? I don't think so. And then let's talk about SummerSlam. It was 17 hours long.
Yeah. I looked at the thing and I was like, 4 fucking hours?
It's longer than that.
Yeah, and they didn't even put in the pre-show when I went to go watch it.
Oh, wow.
So I couldn't even watch Bulak.
Well, goodness. You missed the Cedric Alexander Drew Gulak match was pretty good.
I'm bummed. I'm not bummed, but I'm also... No, I'm 100% bummed because Bulak didn't win.
Yes, and he lost via roll-up. There were,
bullshit.
There were 3 roll-ups and, 2 disqualifications. It was very dumb. Disqualification. Yeah, there were 2 disqualifications.
That's so dumb.
3 roll-ups and a partridge in a pear tree. What else do we have here? The B Team has probably the worst fucking music I've ever heard in my entire life. It is fucking pure garbage. And
no, is it Lana's music?
No, I would rather listen to Lana's music.
Lana's music is horrible.
It has horns in it. It sounds great.
No, it sounds like a MIDI sound library that's been pushed down the stairs.
Yeah, it's great. It's good stuff.
It's awful.
It's not B. Have you heard the B Team song?
No, I couldn't watch it, and also, no, I wouldn't even.
Just go.
They should just come out to Go Go Gadget.
No, they had a song that was fine, and then they brought this B Team nonsense. Ugh.
Is it as bad as the B movie?
I have no idea.
Have you seen the B movie?
I cannot say that I have.
Don't.
All right, I will not.
I've talked about that movie way too many times in the past 3 days, and I'm upset with myself.
Yikes. That's a lot. B Team gets the win as well, even though they have terrible music, via luck, basically. And we opened the show with...
I can't believe they're a thing.
Yeah, I can't either. We opened the show with Dolph Ziggler defending his Intercontinental Championship, and he has his friend Drew with him, against Seth Rollins and one Dean Ambrose.
You just made the list!
First of all, I knew what was gonna happen because I watched it after it aired. But if I'd seen it live, Dolph, if your opponent comes out dressed like Thanos, just give him the belt.
That shit was so cool. I loved it.
He came out dressed just like Thanos.
I loved it. It
was great.
His kick pad had the Infinity Gauntlet on it, and it had the Infinity Stones on it. It looked awesome. It looked very, very cool.
Dean was wearing a shield vest like old times. As if to say, remember me.
Yes, as if to say the Shield's going to get back together the next night, which is what happened. So the Shield's back together again, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea.
There was a German announcer table, and that made me really excited.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hey, I see you, Calvin. Guy named Calvin on the left. Hot German announcer. I see you.
Seth Rollins wins.
That match, though, there was a point where I was watching it, and I legitimately thought that my tablet or something had glitched, and I thought that it was fast forwarding because there was a point in that match where they were moving so fast that I thought that it was a glitch.
Yeah, these two work very well together. This was a very fun match indeed.
Yeah.
Next up... Nope, go ahead, sorry.
What a waste of a heel turn opportunity, though.
I know, right? I thought Dean was going to turn on Seth.
I'm kind of glad he didn't.
I mean, it looks like, spoiler alert for Raw, which we didn't watch, and we will still not watch. It looks like the Shield is here to stay for a little while, mainly because they released 3 new fucking shirts. 3? Yes. Count them, 3. Which is insane, but all right. So it looks like
for 3 new shirts for 3 Dean Ambrose appearances. He came back.
Dean Ambrose got a lot of new shirts in the span of a week and a half.
But I'm glad he didn't go heel, but at the same time, it kind of makes his return a little bit stale.
Right.
But going back to that match, though, before we get back into the Shield, I loved Dolph Ziggler going to give him a zigzag and then just getting kicked in the face instead.
Yes, that's good stuff.
He pushed him off and it was denied, fucking boot kick to the face.
He should never do.
Did you see Dean Ambrose's tattoo?
No.
He has a tattoo now. He has his wedding ring tattooed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then I think he he may have gotten it because Renee just got 2 new tattoos.
Oh.
It's cute. But what about that inverted superplex?
That shit was fucking insane.
It was fucking bonkers.
Inverted superplex into it was like a spinning inverted DDT. It was.
I don't even know. Corey was genuinely baffled.
Yes, he was shocked.
Which is great.
Let's just move through these because it's kind of just like we're going to be here forever if we're talking about them.
Yeah, exactly.
New Day defeated the Bludgeon Brothers by disqualification. This match was pretty good, and then I guess the Bludgeon Brothers decided they're just going to use them big old mallets. That was dumb. Braun Strowman defeats Kevin Owens in 1:50 to retain his Money in the Bank contract.
Wow, how low has Kevin Owens fallen?
Yikes, I know. I mean, I don't know. We had 2 very short matches now that I'm seeing right here. Charlotte Flair is our new SmackDown Women's Champion. She's been champion 7 times. More on that later. Oh, also Becky Lynch turned on Charlotte and the place erupted and chanted her name. More on that later. Samoa Joe defeated AJ Styles via disqualification. This match was fucking great, and I'm very sad it didn't end in a decisive manner. We're bringing AJ's family into this, which is kind of meh, but we'll see where we go.
Yeah, whatever.
The Miz defeats Daniel Bryan with a little help from Maurice on the outside. Match was fun. The outcome is, expected. The Demon has returned, and who really cares? He defeats Baron Corbin, and that's about the end of that. Shinsuke retains against Jeff Hardy. That's fine. Ronda Rousey is our new Raw Women's Champion. She defeated Alexa Bliss.
You just made the list!
And made me very sad, but, whatever.
She actually did a pretty good job from what the parts I did see.
Ronda or Alexa?
Yeah.
Oh, Ronda.
She fucking folded that bitch in half.
Yes, she did.
Although her hair on this, first, she did look like the Nightman Cometh, but also she had, that's just definitely got to be mentioned, but the sides of her hair looked kind of like vanilla fudge swirl ice cream. Yes,
it's very terrible.
It was just an interesting style choice.
Anyhow, our main event was the Big Dog, the greatest wrestler of all time, the once defeater of The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and now defeater of Brock Lesnar to become our new WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, a champion we can all be proud of because it is his yard, and now he has the biggest prize of the game, Roman Reigns. Fuck all of you.
Fuck all of you.
That's really all I have to say. You all fucking complain about Roman Reigns winning the championship when we've had a dude that's only been here 3 times.
I just want him to... I'm just bummed because I know, obviously, if you just go onto Monday Night Raw and just be like, you know what? We're going to do whatever we want because it's my yard and not yours.
Yeah. Apparently, he also had...
Literally, that was a joke for one person.
Apparently, he also had one of the best televised WWE matches on Monday Night Raw against Finn Balor. So, I don't really know what more you guys want from this dude. Except to turn him heel. I'm just so fucking sick of it. I just really am. It's just so annoying. Just go watch your old fucking Undertaker matches and...
Dude.
Oh, that's the other thing. Well, yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Where I had to watch this fucking garbage again. Where it's the last time ever between Triple H. It's the end of the era again. Even though the era ended 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Now, see, this is why I fucking hate the Undertaker, because he keeps coming back. We're talking about how it's the end of an era bullshit match, and it's not.
The Undertaker is the Cher of wrestling, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
Because she had her going away thing for like 10 years, and that's the Undertaker. But they were giving away as a raffle at APW like a really, really unique Undertaker action figure that was worth like $700. And I think I texted you and I said I want to win it so I can directly throw it into the garbage.
My God. Amazing.
Fuck the Undertaker.
So there you go. We had to deal with that bullshit again. Like I give a fuck. So yeah, Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion finally, and hopefully this is the last we've seen of Brock Lesnar, and hopefully Roman Reigns is champion for 7 years, just so you all cry about it, and I just drink your fucking tears, and it gives me life. Anyway, so that was that whole thing. We don't watch Raw or SmackDown because we love ourselves and don't want to have to fucking watch 17 hours
about everything
of fucking garbage. I'm trying to think of anything else. Ambrose, I believe, did Ambrose fight Ziggler? Yeah. And,
I don't know, but he won, whatever it was.
Ambrose he won.
Gets good things.
The Shield came back together. One thing we didn't mention about the main event is Braun came out before the start of the match and said, I'm just going to wait here till you guys beat the shit out of each other, and whoever wins, I'm going to cash in on them.
Clever.
Brock beat the shit out of him, so he could not cash in. And I guess he tried to cash in on Monday, but the Shield, the newly reunited Shield came out. So is Braun a bad guy now? What is happening?
No, that's like this. I think Braun is going to be in the same type of boat as Dean Ambrose.
Like, well, I don't understand what is happening now.
Yeah, you're like choking. You like cannot fathom it.
Ugh.
But I don't know. I'm just glad that Brock is gone. He is a real life street shark.
Yes, he's gone forever. The New Day are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That's fun.
I guess.
That's really and Jeff Hardy put Randy Orton. Oh, that was the other thing. At the end of the Shinsuke Hardy match, Randy Orton came out and he was like, "Nope, never mind," and walked away. So he didn't even fucking do anything. And then I guess they fought. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton fought each other on SmackDown, and Jeff Hardy swantoned him through a table. So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
This is what happens. Like, even if we were actually watching Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, it would still be an unorganized clusterfuck of explanations because I don't even know what's going on. I don't even think if I was watching, I would purely understand it now.
All right, I'm done. We're done talking about that. I will get into one thing a little later. But yeah, let's talk about 205 Live.
I think the most important thing to mention is big man Ben Kissel from last podcast on the left was in the building.
Yes, he was. He loves his wrestles.
It was great.
205 Live. Drake, as usual, opens the show. We're going to get a rubber match between one TJP.
You just made the list!
And the other Noam Dar.
You just made the list!
We get a nice rundown of that. We're told about the main event, which will be in our podcast match. And here we are. We open the show. We are at the commentary table, and Wale is here. So we have a 4-person booth, which is...
Remember when we talked about 3 people being too much?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I love 4-person booths. It's just non-stop talking.
It was an Oreo commentary sandwich.
It's just so bad. Please never do this. This is just garbage. 3 is too many. 2
It
is
was
perfect.
so just the amount of attention that was being given to commentary instead of the Hot Boys match.
Oh, it was a
makes
great
you
match, too.
Yeah. There was
fun.
Hot Boys, and they were paying more attention to the commentary, and it's upsetting.
Marianne, we have to talk about TJP.
You just made the list!
And we have to talk about his new nasty music.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah, you hate it. I actually really like it because it sounds like the Bit Brigade.
I thought it was a joke when he posted it on Instagram. I thought that he was teasing it and it was a joke. And then I was like, oh, this is an actual thing. I fucking hate everything.
Yeah, it's real life.
And then he came out and I was just like, oh my God, he's such a tool. It's not even cute anymore. Like his arms were still wet from a spray tan or something. And his hat wasn't even all the way on his head. And I was like, this is not cute. What happened?
My God.
And then he's talking about how, like, he was like, yeah, I'm going to defeat Noam Dar because, you know, my finisher is a knee bar. And I was like, hold it there, Theodore. Hold it. Noam's signature move from the Cruiserweight Classic was a knee bar, affectionately known as a champagne super knee bar.
Yeah, very true.
So, rewind, take that back. What is happening? But he took his shirt off and the hat off and he was cute again, so it was fine. So, good. Oh, but that music's bad.
I love it.
I hated it.
Anyway, this match was fun. That Noam Dar drop kick to TJP when TJP went to go talk to Wale was hilarious.
It was so funny.
And then I loved Wale going, nobody dabs anymore. I loved that.
Because, I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he is not wrong.
I loved how Nigel thought that Cardi B was a man.
Yeah, that was very funny.
I was like, God damn it, Nigel.
And he does need
God
to,
damn
Wale
it.
does need to get him that album because it's very good.
And then he asked him if he had collaborated with Dolly Parton.
Yes, and I hope Wale actually does that now.
It would be great.
Just for
And if you can't
Nigel.
get Dolly Parton, collaborate with the closest thing to Dolly Parton, which is Trixie Mattel.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
I thought, though, at some point in that match, I think it was about halfway through the match, TJ did a spinning heel kick. And
yes, he did.
the way he went out of that move and the way Noam moved, I thought that he was going to go into an axe kick, and I almost screamed. That would have been the actual death of me if he did a spinning heel kick and then did an axe kick.
Yeah.
I would have died. And then and then to have Wale call him TJ Maxx, I would have died twice.
That was good shit.
It was great shit.
Loved it. The end of this match, I can't remember what move TJP was going for, but Dar got into the ropes and kind of held his arm and just started kicking him in the fucking head. In the face, in the head, in the shoulders. It was fucking
I'd never
gnarly.
seen it before. It was great.
Oh, it was good
but it was
shit.
also not the face.
Not the face. But Noam did not heed not the face, and he ended up kicking TJP directly in his face for the pinfall. And Noam Dar gets the win of the series.
Genuinely rooting for TJ that whole time.
I was very
I don't
shocked,
know why.
honestly. I was shocked.
Probably because I didn't see... You know what it was? It was because Noam Dar didn't talk at all the entire time.
Right.
What wins me is his voice.
There you go.
And TJ is just TJ's voice ruins him for me, but then he takes his shirt off and I'm fine.
Right.
I just love TJ.
Fair enough. Fair. He also said he could not wait to get back to sunny Los Angeles. So I'm sure he is somewhere in that area right now.
He was at Disneyland last weekend.
Oh, nice. That's
Or
where
he was at Disneyland.
That's where I will be tomorrow and where you will be on Saturday, and I will also be there on Saturday.
I was like, why are you at Disneyland the weekend I'm not there? I was mad.
Yep.
I was like, why are you never in town when I'm in town?
No.
God damn it, TJ.
We had Drew Gulak with the E-Fed promo. I stole that, but also Marianne, you know what an E-Fed is, yeah?
I'm just proud that you admitted that you stole it.
I did steal it. I've also probably written a promo that took place in an empty arena. You know what an E-Fed is, right?
We talked about E-Fed.
We did. Did I ever come across the book? Did I ever come across my printed book of promos?
I think we talked about it, but I don't know if you said you had found it or what.
I don't know if I had ever found it. I'm very sure I can
that
see
it's somewhere.
Well, I could probably do a search and find. I think I've. Is this us? Is this me? This could be me. There still are remnants of my.
Is it in the same corner of your mind where your karma isn't real MySpace blog post was?
No. There are still remnants of my character around the internet. I just have to find them.
My God, can you also look for my Zanga while you're
Zanga?
in the deepest, darkest?
What's your Zanga?
I don't remember, but I know I had one.
I mean, I don't know how to search for that. You'd have to give me just tell me a username off air. I'll look for it. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
Getting back to that podcast we're recording.
Yes, the podcast we are recording. Drew Gulak says he wants a rematch. Drake Maverick denies it. And then
his eyes looked so blue when he did it too.
He did. He's just
it's like that Tonic song, except instead of when somebody says that they love you, he's just telling him you can't have a rematch.
There you go. Yep. That's pretty much it.
Nobody got that reference.
We also, let's see. So the next thing we had was Akira Tozawa facing an extremely cute wrestler named Colin Delaney. The match never started though because Gulak, Gallagher, and Kendrick beat the shit out of everyone, and Gulak started to try to get our cruiserweight champion into the ring. It wouldn't happen because Drake Davrick, nailed it. The Dadvrick came out, and he said, "No, son, you cannot fight this man." John. Thank you.
You did not.
I did not. What do you mean, Dadvrick?
That's so bad I didn't even think of it.
Yeah, I did. I thought of it. I did. Anyway, let's talk about this main event, Marianne, because it was, despite having Bud Murph and T. Nese in it, it was fucking great.
It was really good.
Oh my God. This match was a lot of fun. This was Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado taking on Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese in an R podcast match, which is a tornado tag match. Man, this match was great and got better as it went along. It was just pure pandemonium.
It was insane. I forgot how tornado tag matches worked, and I was like, what is going on?
It was good shit.
This is exactly what our podcast is. There's no structure.
Yes, it is. There it is. Just watch this match, and that was basically it. We had some dual moonsaults. We had a springboard moonsault into a shooting star press into a whatever the hell that move Murphy did was. Someone will correct me on that. I'm sorry. I can't remember what the name of the move was. But it was fucking crazy.
Dan.
Someone will tell me. I mean, we also saw a Togi Makabe spider German suplex. What the hell? That was cool.
Wait, whoa. Did you just...
Togi Makabe didn't do it. Yeah.
I was going to say, did you just use a positive word to describe something that has to do with Togi Makabe?
So let's dive into that very quickly. A couple of weeks ago, I was going to say some nice things about Togi Makabe, and I think I actually said some of them on Twitter. He sucks, but his moveset is pretty all right.
It's pretty all right.
Yeah, and he has a decent working punch. That is not the 10 punches he does on the middle turnbuckle, but his working punch is all right. So that's
who has terrible punches?
Who?
Dean Ambrose.
Does he?
They're the worst.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Like, they're so bad that's what my brother uses to describe Dean Ambrose. He's like, who's that one wrestler that's really bad at punching?
Wow, damn.
And I just immediately know who he's talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, Dean just goes right into that, and I'm just like, oh my God, Deanie hun.
We had a Grand Metalik, I believe they call him, what is it, the King of the Ropes? I can't remember what they call him, but he walked the ropes.
Walking the ropes.
He was yes, he was walking the ropes. He put a Hurricane Rana onto, I believe it was Tony Nese, and Tony Nese landed directly onto Buddy Murphy. Holy fuck, there was so much crazy shit going on here. Metal League got drilled with a V-trigger, my bad. And Kalisto, man, everyone's just going crazy. And
it's so crazy. Yeah.
Lucha House Party ends up getting the win.
Nigel called Lindsay Dorado, he called him Dorito on accident, and then didn't correct himself.
He did. That was a very Bobby the Brain Heenan thing to hit.
Tomato, Dorito, Dorado.
Basically. And that was 205 Live. It was a very solid show, I thought. All right, we got some news. We got some news. New Japan announced some Long Beach matches. Very excited for this at the end of September, which is fastly approaching, and I am just... September is going to be a busy wrestles.
Dude, there's like 4 more months left in the year. Nope.
I know, it's nuts. I don't get it. We're going to have Marty Scurll taking on Will Ospreay. Yeah, and it's great every time. And I don't think this time will be any exception. It is part of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship Tournament, featuring 4 people because, unfortunately, Hiromu had to relinquish the title. So that's going to be one of the matches we see there. We're also going to see Juice Robinson defending the IWGP United States Championship against Cody Rhodes, who at this point might be the new NWA champion, because All In is very close. Am I going to get All In? I might. I don't know. We'll see. We're also going to have the Young Bucks defending the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. There's just so many words against the Guerrillas. The Guerrillas of Destiny. It's going to be a whole lot of cool stuff going on there. And we didn't watch a classic match this week. Just because we're recording a day early, because apparently I triple booked myself through the weekend. Also, Nick is coming into town, and I completely fucking forgot because there's just so much going on. But hopefully I can fit him in. I can try and see him when he comes down here this weekend. But anyway, next week, if you guys want to follow along, our classic ECW match is going to be from the first ECW pay-per-view. It's going to be, I believe it's, there was no physical contact between these two for an entire year, Marianne. The build-up to this match between Taz and Sabu, it's going to be crazy. I'm pretty excited to watch it again. It's been a while. Let's see if it holds up, and I think this might be your first time seeing Taz as a wrestler.
Probably.
So there we go. That'll be our match next week. I was 7. Yep. I'm just telling you all right now, I had a different match, but I didn't want to do two Dean Malenko matches in a row. So just take with that what you will for our classic WCW match. Okay. We got questions, Marianne.
Yes, we do, and you have some ranting aplenty.
I haven't eaten. It's going to be in the middle of this. Gerardo, and I hope I said that right. If I didn't, please correct me. Why do WWE and NXT book baby faces differently? Marianne, do you have any...
Do they?
I'm starting to think that they do. I don't. It's almost like there are no baby faces in the WWE, because I thought Braun Strowman was a baby face, but now he's getting the shit kicked out of him by The Shield, who we like. So I don't know what's happening there. I'm telling you,
it's that weird Dean Ambrose thing.
It's very strange, and
like, because it would be because Dean Ambrose just came back. Like, he automatically just goes back as a babyface.
Right.
Like, I think it would have been a heel move if it was just Seth and Roman.
Right.
Beating up on, and Braun would have still been a babyface, but now with Dean involved, it makes it like...
Well, it's a Shield. You get the Shield pop.
Dean, you just fucking ruin everything. He just like muddles up everything.
So, I mean, we'll see about that. NXT, to me, Gerardo, they book baby faces more like an old school kind of Southern feel, where the heels kind of reign supreme, but the faces have to overcome. I think there's a lot of that. I mean, I guess WWE does that too, but there's more long storytelling in NXT, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it feels
they can
different.
afford to have long storytelling.
Yeah, I think that's why it feels
WWE,
different.
like main show can as well, but NXT, because of the way it's recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, and I actually don't know which. This isn't Dan Izietti. This is somebody else. This is other Dan.
Other Dan.
Not to call you other Dan. Dan, I just off the top of my head cannot remember your last name, which I think starts with an S. And you know what? I'm just gonna look it up because it's Dan Solo. Hi, Dan. Sorry.
As in Ben Solo?
Yes, there's a lot of shit going on.
I should have said Han Solo, but then I just went straight to the Kylo Ren. Sorry.
Why is NXT so much better than the main shows? I don't know, Dan. I feel like
I think it has to do with the way the setup, like what I literally just said. It's
a true statement. The NXT is so much better than the main shows. I mean, I'd like the main shows to be better, mainly, so
No, I don't think NXT is better than the main. It's
oh, you don't?
No.
But we're not watching the main shows.
Because fuck Full Sail.
Oh, so you don't like NXT because of the crowd?
I don't like I hate the crowd.
Mm.
It ruins it for me sometimes. Like, it legitimately ruins it for me.
All right.
But it's like, I think... I don't like it, currently it's better because of the way it's put together. Mm-hmm. Like I had said, they can afford the longer storytelling because it's not filmed like live.
Right.
They have more time to really kind of work things out, which gives them an advantage.
Okay.
To be better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I still have a hard time getting excited for anything NXT related.
All right. I mean, that's fair.
Like I don't know why it just doesn't excite me, but I could be like, oh yeah, well, Shitty Trevor is like what makes me excited about things.
Right.
But it's like, otherwise it's like, if you don't have Dean Ambrose, I don't care. Like,
I mean,
it's a very weird thing of me to say. I should probably take that back because I don't think that was accurate.
Why is NXT so much better than the main shows? Marianne says it isn't. I don't know if we're just coming off of a takeover high, which is usually what we are all on. But usually, in my opinion, the wrestling, I guess it just depends on what you want, Dan. If you want to see the greatest wrestler of all time, you should definitely watch Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns.
I think that NXT is more organized.
Yes.
Probably because they can be.
Yeah.
They have the advantage in that aspect. I just remembered right now that NXT has EC3, so yes, they are in fact superior.
All right, there you go. And they have the Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, well, because NXT is more like there's more freedom in NXT than there is. Like, I feel like when people get put up to the main roster, they almost get trapped in the main roster. It's like you either sink or swim.
Definitely.
There, But I mean, right now on NXT, it's just the thing that really kills it for me is the fucking audience.
Yeah, man.
I hate it.
Yeah, man. All right, are you ready for this?
I am ready for you to just stop talking and let you rant.
Okay.
Your real role reversal.
So, Calvin asks, why would you ruin Becky by trying to turn her heel? Now, the main word in this is trying. Because let me tell you, Marianne, when Becky Lynch beat the shit out of Charlotte, that crowd didn't fucking hate it. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. And even when, apparently on SmackDown, they're like, well, you really have to give it to the fans. And she apparently tried to give it to the fans, and they were like, nah, fuck that. And you know what I think the reason is, Marianne? I think people are not taking to this Becky Lynch heel turn.
Why, John?
Is because Charlotte Flair is the Roman Reigns of the women's division. And
yeah,
I'm saying that as a Roman Reigns fan, but I'm saying it as all you motherfuckers complain about how Roman Reigns gets everything handed to him. Roman Reigns is shoved down our throat all the times. Well, Charlotte Flair is a fucking 7-time champion, and she hasn't even been around as long as Roman Reigns has. So don't give me this fucking ridiculous bullshit. And that's why people are not taking to a Becky Lynch heel turn. It's because we're fucking sick of Charlotte. And we, as a collective, we're happy for Becky because she finally earned her one-on-one match and then here comes Charlotte, and she gets the belt back, and everyone just doesn't give a fuck. Like they could give a shit less. What they should have done, and I'm sure somebody would have gotten fired for this, but
you're fired.
As soon as Charlotte won and everyone was booing her, Vince McMahon should have got on that mic and said, Charlotte, when you guys tell the referee to tell Charlotte that after they hug to shove Becky to the mat, because this shit isn't going to work. They should have called an audible, and we wouldn't be in this problem. We wouldn't have this problem. That's what should have happened. It makes no sense. We want to root for Becky, and now it's like Becky's like, fuck you, fans, and we're like, nah, we hate Charlotte so much, we don't even give a shit what you're saying. Yeah. It's literally Bizarro Roman Reigns.
Bizarro Roman Reigns.
It's so strange. But also, Charlotte Flair is the Roman Reigns of the women's division. She has literally been shoved down our throats, and I never hear anybody complaining about that. That's funny, isn't it? Interesting.
Yeah. And then people's arguments are going to be, because she's good. And I'm like, yeah, well, Roman Reigns isn't terrible.
Is she, though?
Oh my god, John, I've never heard that octave.
Is she good? I don't know if she's good. I mean, if somebody wants to fight me on this, I mean, she
lands her moonsaults.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to land a moonsault.
She can do a moonsault and then do a flippy thing to the outside.
But she does her moonsaults and then she lands on her feet, which you're not supposed to do.
Is she a good wrestler, or is she just athletic? I mean, if anybody wants...
That's going to be a question I'm going to ask about everything now. Are they a good wrestler, or are they just athletic?
Is she a good wrestler, or is she just athletic? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling Charlotte Flair at all. And honestly, I don't know if I've ever actually been a huge fan of hers.
Isn't Lauren a fan of Charlotte?
I don't think so. No, she loves Becky.
Okay. Who is it that I knew that was like somebody? There was a girl that was a fan of Charlotte, and I was like really like disturbed by this.
Oh. But, well. I mean, you know, once again, to each their own, but also...
It was Jen.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, Charlotte's not good. That is my extremely hot take. And, yeah, I'm going to stick to that.
Is she, though?
I'm just saying, is she good? I don't think she is. I think Becky is way better than her. I don't think... okay, I don't want to get crazy and be like, I don't think... she's better than Carmella. I mean, we'll get that. But also, is she, though? I don't know.
I feel like Carmella's better than Charlotte in some ways.
Yeah. Oh, well, whatever. So
like there's my... genuinely catching people's attention.
There's my hot take. Go ahead and eviscerate me on the internet if we disagree. If you've ever seen a friend of the show, Dan, and I disagree, just go look at that. And then that'll basically be the conversation we have. And everything will be all good. Everybody can like who they like. But I'm just going to say, I don't think she's good. And I think she should be held in a regard that the masses hold Roman Reigns in. But that's just me. Hot takes. Calvin also asks, probably, speaking of aggressive, he says, how do you feel about these more aggressive streaks from WWE superstars like Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy? And I actually asked...
I don't care about.
I asked him a follow-up. What did I ask him? I thought it was very funny. I said, is this character-wise aggression, or why the fuck is a man over 40 doing a swanton bomb onto the apron-wise? He did not answer me. So I'm just going to assume he's talking about, like, ruthless aggression. So, like, just being a ridiculous person. I feel it's fine. I feel like maybe Jeff Hardy shouldn't be doing it because I don't want him to die.
Streaks, he should have worded it as Dangerous Dads.
Oh, my God. This week on Dangerous Dads. Holy shit. It's very true. They're also dangerous. The AJ Styles Samoa Joe match, we didn't really talk about it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. The more aggressive style, I'm fine with it. As long as they're being safely aggressive. I don't want Jeff Hardy to die, but he seems to want to.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jeff Hardy is already getting there himself. Come on.
Ridiculous. So, friend of show Dan, he asks, do you think WWE would ever go with a Big E? And side note, I forgot Dan was in the group, and I saw his name pop up. I'm like, oh, Dan's here. And I went, oh, wait, he's been here. I talked to Dan on Twitter. Okay? I'm glad he's in all aspects of my life. In fact, are we even friends on Facebook? We're not friends on Facebook. Boom. I just added him.
On Facebook with freaking Dan.
I just added him live on the podcast.
I'm the one who brought Dan into the Facebook group.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Dan.
I do recall that. Now I've brought him into my life. He's going to be my friend.
Welcome to Dan Cast with John and Marianne.
Whatever. Fuck it. I'll talk about Dan for at least 40 minutes. I'll put Dan over hard on this podcast. I don't care. Dan's great. Dan is a Yeti on Twitter. Go follow him. He's better than fucking half the people.
He's so funny.
He's better than half the fucking people you follow. So, I mean, do it. Anyways. Anyway, he asks, what the hell does Dan ask? He asks, do you think that the WWE will ever go with a Big E or Rusev as world champion? I'm going to say a hopeful yes, and I'm going to say it would be Big E before Rusev. That's just me. And I think, unfortunately, and this is going to sound really shitty, and I do not wish this, I think one of the other members of the New Day is going to have to get hurt for it to happen.
Yeah, and I was thinking Aiden English is going to have to die for Rusev to get it. Along the same lines, it's unfortunate.
So I think it'd be Big E over Rusev. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me hoping that WWE would just finally give someone who deserves it, who is also African American, the title. Just me. And he asks, do you think we will ever see them feud over the title? I mean, I could see that. If one of them gets it, I could see them feud. They feuded over, I believe it was the United States Championship. And those matches were fucking great. Yeah. I'm very sure they did.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, they like genuinely seriously feuded.
Big E versus Rusev, Payback 2014.
John, I cannot remember the last time I saw Big E seriously do anything.
It was Payback 2014. I'm pretty sure it was back-to-back matches too.
Huh. Because I remember when Rusev was serious, but the last time I remember Big E ever being serious was when AJ Lee was around.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean as just a genuine, wow, I can't talk right now.
That's fine.
I don't know what's happening.
Did they fight at Money in the Bank too? Rusev and Big E? Did they fight again? They did. They fought two pay-per-views in a row in 2014.
Huh.
For the United States Championship.
And I don't remember either of them.
And it's probably because you haven't blanked out the pain of the Shield breaking up for the first time. That was right around there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for us.
There was a time period where I wasn't watching wrestling back when they killed off Dean. That was my excuse to take a break from wrestling was I was like, Dean's dead right now, so I'm not going to...
Fair. Yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah. That was a while.
This week's Hidden Gem editions revealed, and it's a big one. Have you ever watched WWE Hidden Gems? I have not. What do we got?
What?
I'm just looking at this Hidden Gems. They have some WCCW. Wow, that's great. It's the Von Erich family shit. Anyway, we'll get there, Marianne. 1981 at some point. Do you got anything else?
No, I do not. We will take some great pictures this weekend, though.
Yes, we will. I have to figure out, maybe I'll wear my Roman Reigns shirt to Disneyland.
Yo.
Maybe I'll do that. And then every fucking middle-aged man that comes up to me, I'll fucking headbutt them.
Please do that.
I'll just headbutt the shit out of them. And then...
I mean, I would wear a wrestling shirt, but I'm already planning on wearing my Emperor's New Groove shirt, so...
You have an Emperor's New Groove shirt?
Yes, it says no touchy on it.
Nice.
No touchy.
Do you got anything else or no?
Nope. I think I am good.
All right. So you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. It's Tornado Tag Radio.
You can follow me on Twitter at Sailor Moonsalt, and you can follow John on Twitter
at JP Thrice.
You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and now Spotify. Just search Tornado Tag Radio, and you can rate and review us as well. That would be fantastic if you did that. Let us know how shitty we're doing.
No, let us know how great we're doing. And also, you can head on over to NOTLG.Spreadshirt.com. I just cleaned up the store. I changed some fonts. Man, it looks so
I just
spiffy.
pictured you with just an internet broom.
Yeah,
Just,
basically that's what
sweeping.
it just looks all spruced up.
Cleaning up shop, man.
NOTLG.Spreadshirt.com. Go and check that out. And become a Patreon, patreon.com/NOTLG. Be on the lookout. I think we are going to try and revise these Patreon tiers and make it a little more worth your while. But not that it is not worth your while now. We appreciate it greatly if you do support us. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Calvin. Shout out to Dan. I think they all...
I can't emphasize how genuinely happy it makes me to know that there are people that enjoy hearing my stupid voice every week and want to give me money for it.
Yeah, also, thanks to everyone who listened to us on SoundCloud last week.
Yes!
It's a lot for us, and I feel like it was the most, maybe, of at least the week for NOTLG, so thanks a lot, guys. That was pretty cool. We'll see if that keeps up this week.
100 of our listens weren't me listening to it 100 times.
Well, that's
make John
great.
think we're popular.
Good. What?
No, that was a joke.
I know. So, join us again next week for episode 175, and who knows what the hell we'll talk about. I know. We're going to talk about Taz versus Sabu. We're going to talk about 205 Live. And we're probably also going to talk about NXT. And
Disneyland.
And there's only one thing left to do. So, Marianne, if you will...
Ring the bell!
This has been a Night of the Living Geeks production. For more information and content, visit NOTLG.com.